कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। Hanuman, who is regarded as the personification of valor and Sri Rama Bhakti, after having had the darshanam of Seetā, not even speaking to her, just by having darshanam, became a Seetā Bhakta Hanuman. Hanuman saw Seetā as the very Sri Mahalakshmi. Pahi jagat janani pahi mam karunaya pankhe rohanayane amba pahi jagat janani. The very famous composer, poet, and of course the king of Travancore, Thiruvananthapuram, was Swati Tirunal. This king Swati Tirunal, showing his prowess in the Bharatiya languages, has composed a multitude of compositions in Sanskritam. In one of the compositions, he celebrates the eyes of Mahalakshmi, who is now Seetā. Pahi jagat janani pahi mam karunaya pankhe rohanayane amba pahi jagat janani. Hanuman, who was anxiously waiting for the glances of Mahalakshmi, who is Seetā, to fall on him, so that he could speak to her, so that she could bless him, was now amazed to see so many Rakshasis around her. She was looking like the Mrita Sanjeevani creeper seated amidst poisonous herbs. While thinking so, Ravana enters Ashoka Vanam, adjusting his upper garment so that he can show the best of his beauty, his personality to Seetā. As he comes and speaks to Seetā, he says it is our swadharma, kuladharma, to abduct somebody else's wife. I haven't done something which is opposite the customs that we follow in our family. So he has taken it after his mother's family, not his father's, because his father's Pulastya Vamsha was a very well respected Vamsha. It is due to Pulastya that Parashara had so much of quintessential knowledge. It is because of Parashara we have the Purana Ratnam called as Vishnu Puranam. Here is the shlokam that he tells Seetā. Swadharmo rakshasam bhiru sarvadevana samshayah gamanam va parastrinam haranam sampramathyava. Then he says, see, you are different from other women. I will not force you, Seetā. He is acting as if he has suddenly turned into a man of noble character. He is generously giving Seetā the time period to think, change her decision, and then come back to him. So he is acting to do so. But the truth is, if you remember Aranya Kandam, I said, Ravana approached Seetā with an evil intent, no doubt. While he just touched and abducted Seetā, for that minute, that juncture, his thoughts were slightly turned towards like a son who has towards his mother. That is why the curses pronounced upon him, especially Vedavati, Tapaswini, Vedavati's curse did not have to work on him that time because he didn't have an evil intent on Sita. As soon as he brought her back to Lanka, his intent remained the same. That is why he is very mindful of the curse on him. So he is acting as if he is giving time to Sita. Evam chaiva makamam tvam na cha sprakshyami maithili kamam kama sharire me yatha kamam pravartatam. I'll give you time, Sita. Think. Then he continues. Why are you always in the lost thoughts of that person who's your husband, Rama? He has lost his kingdom, the kingdom that he was supposed to rule. So Ravana is very up to date about current affairs. So he says Rama was to inherit the Kosala Rajyam. But Rama, the Rajyam did not come to him. He came with you, Sita, to the forest. Now Sita, that is you. You are not there with him. So neither is Rajya Lakshmi nor Mahalakshmi, who Sita is with him. So he might have even died. Nikshipta Vijayo Ramo Gata Shrir Vana Gocharaha Prati Sthandali Standila Shaicha Shanke Jivati Vanava. I am quite unsure if he is still living or dead. This is what Ravana tells Sita to tell her that why do you keep thinking about Rama? He would be dead by now. So it is high time that you place your trust and your love on me. This is what Ravana tells without any hesitation, without any coyness. He is married, he has children, and he is forcing himself on somebody else's wife. And he tells this to Sita. What does Sita do? Previously, Sita, we have seen, the moment Ravana came into Ashoka Vanam, squeezed herself, like how one gets into one's cocoon. She folded her legs, she covered her chest. She had this little fear factor. The moment he utters such dialogues that you have to be mine, it is our Kula Dharmam to abduct somebody else's wife, Rama may be dead or living, we don't know. That time Sita musters little courage. With a little smile, a smirk, she plucks one blade of grass, plucks it very easily. She just plucks it and keeps it on the floor next to her, which acts as a material object between her and Ravana. Here comes the, I may sound very, very light. It is a million rupee, $1 million, €1 question, whichever currency you want. It's a beautiful shloka that Valmiki cites. Trinamantaratah kritva pratyuvacha shuchismita nivartaya mano mattaha svajane priyatam manaha. Trinam antaratah kritva, just one shloka, 2 lines, 32 letters. To this one shloka, the commentators have commented for pages and pages and pages together. In fact, I am not exaggerating. If we have to translate and beautifully illustrate the commentary to just this one shloka, it will end up to 100 pages. I am not exaggerating. It is that much important. So, Sita plucks a blade of grass. Trinam antarata kritva. Kritva pratyuvacha shuchismita. She gives it in reply, the one with a very smirk, a very gentle smile. Nivartaya mano mattaha svajane priyatam manaha. This is the shlokam. Trinam. Trinam in Sanskritam means blade of grass. A grass is called trinam. So she plucks a blade of grass and places it. Why the grass? You can easily say next to her is grass, so she plucked it. She could still have not plucked it. She still had a choice to not pluck it. She still had a choice to pluck it and not keep it. She plucked it and kept it in between. Why that blade of grass? What did she imply through this? A variety of reasons is given by our commentators and Purvacharyas to it. Let us go one reason after the other. The first, Apastamba Maharshi in his sutra states, Asanam Annam Udakam Deyam. When someone reaches your court, when someone comes closer to the area where you are, let's assume that person is a guest. What should you do? Apastamba says, Asanam Annam Udakam Deyam. Give them a glass of water. It is a very Indian habit. When somebody comes home, we immediately ask, can I give you water? In Tamil, we ask, Kunyo Tanni Venuma. Salpa Neer Veka in Kannada. Jalan Kavala, Tirtham Kavala, Telugu. Aapko pani pilao, shall I give you some water? So every language has a set of few different words, but the implication is, can I give you water? Can I serve you water? So Apastama Maharshi says, when someone comes home to your presence, first offer them water or annam, food. Asanam, give them a seat. Asanam, annam, udakam, deyam, says Apastamba Sutra. Now his Sishyas asked him in return, Sir, what if there is none of these? There is no water, there is no food, what should I do? There is no seat also, proper seat. What should I do? That time he says, Abhave bhumi rudakam trinani. So at that point in time, if there is none, trinani, keep a blade of grass. That blade of grass is equivalent to offering an asanam. So asanam annam udakam deyam, says Apastamba Sutra. If not, he says, Trinani bhumi rudakam abhave, keep a blade of grass. So Seetā realizes the person who has come, whoever be it, even if the person has kidnapped her, he has come as a guest in her court. So she has to offer him a seat. There is no seat. So she plucks a blade of grass. She is reminded of Apastamba Sutra as taught to her by her father Janaka, keeps the blade of grass there, and that is the first reason given. Trinam. Next, the second reason is, Raghuvamsham states, Riju Pramana Kriyayaiva Tanvi Pratyadi Desha. Now let us say, I'm just giving you a very relatable example. Let's say we are in Bharata. Let's say one of the ambassadors of the US, Europe, or one of the European countries, or European Union, or Singapore, or Australia is coming to our country. The first thing officials from our country would do is to welcome them over black and white. They'll say, you're welcome to our country. The moment that flight arrives, our officials carry a bouquet of flowers, which has some green leaves here and there, and they say, we welcome you through this. What are the flowers going to do? Because you show your respect, you show love through a bunch of flowers. Now Seetā is seated here. Anybody who comes to her presence is a foreigner. So a foreigner has to be respected. So what do I respect him with now? I don't have flowers around me to string a beautiful bouquet now. I take this blade of grass and keep that so as to welcome this person. I am being very courteous. This is my brought up. So Seetā says, Trinam antaratah kritva. The third reason. In those days, if a person stands opposite you and you are not very fond of that person, you don't like that person's habit, be the man or the woman, but you still are forced to meet that person, talk to him. So talking, conveying the message is more important, but seeing is not that important, and you're not interested to see that person. So you draw a curtain in the middle. You know, interestingly, on a very positive note, in some of the marriages of the Telugu people, the Telugu speaking people, Kannada speaking people, and even to some extent the Marathi speaking people, between the bride and the groom, in the marriage, a screen is drawn. That is why the Telugu poet says, as if Seetā is asking Rama, see, I would love to see your face, Rama, but why have these people drawn the screen in between the both of us? I'm not able to see you well. Marugo yenara marugo yenara marugo yenara. Why is this marugo between the both of us? So she asks. So that is on a very positive note. On a not so positive note, you don't like the person, you draw a screen. What if I don't have a screen in front of me? I don't like to talk to that person. I don't want to see him. I have to draw a screen. I don't have a screen. That time, Shastram tells, Stambena salinenava pankti bhedo bhijayate. In case there is no curtain available at that point in time, a screen available, a partition available at that point in time. Keep a blade of grass. A blade of grass is equivalent to a curtain. Trinam antaratah krutva. This is the third reason. You'll be surprised. So she kept one blade of grass. How many meanings are you giving? I am not giving. The commentators have said for this simple act of Jagannatha Seetā, there is so much of meaning. So much. In that so much, I've just covered 1%. There is so much to that so much in the next episode.
Dear Astika reader, I'm happy to be authoring a 2-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.